your boy here with Justin from
Team X-Cuse.
Team X-Cuse. All right, dude. So you play a different deck lately?
Yeah.
Is it lit?
It's pretty lit.
All right, well, let's see it.
I play. This is the second variation of this deck.
All right.
I played the first variation on Wednesday. I got completely stomped. So like I was all the way down at table 10.
Yeah.
So before I left the tournament, I took out all the Draco stuff and just revamped it. So now it's more closer to anti-meta than it is anything else.
All right. So let's see what this is.
All right, it's the Weather Painters, the set that just released alongside with the Magical Musketeers. My partner built the Musketeers, so I went with Weather Painters, and I just like the art on the Weather Painters.
Yeah, bro.
This is the whole reason why I built them.
Yeah, this guy's kind of funky.
They're beautiful cards. They're beautiful cards.
I see him sleeper.
So I'll start us off. The one of Weather Painter's Son. He can basically, his only use is to get a free summon. If he's in the graveyard, you can pop a continuous spell or trap just to summon him and set a Weather Painter card just straight from your hand. The Weather Painters play around just their canvas cards to gain advantage, and they banish themselves for cost. So he's not really a good normal summon, so you just kind of want to search him out later. You don't want to see him in your opening hand, which is why I just run that one.
All right.
You run Triple Snow. She's the best card in this. One of the best cards in this deck.
The best?
One of these best.
One of the best.
I would say the next one is the best, but when she's normal, you can take any weathery canvas spell or trap and set it directly on the field. Place it face up on the field.
Oh, nice.
So she's good. You basically just search out Snowy Canvas, and then you can get another search off, or you can search out Thunder Canvas. Those are the two that you want like on the field like right away. But she's the play starter, so she's one of the top two. In my opinion, this is the best card in the deck.
Thunder?
Thunder, yeah. What he does is he can send any continuous spell or trap card on the field to the grave, and then he can place one directly from deck on field.
Okay.
So he does what Snow does, except he also doesn't have 0 attack.
Oh, okay.
And what he does is he clears out your back row. So if you have something that you just need to move, like one of your like anti-spell or something, you can pop it with Thunder and set a Weather Canvas card straight from your deck. Normally I go for the Thunder Canvas if I don't have it, because that's the one people always want to get rid of.
Gotcha.
Always. Then you run 2 Cloud.
Alright.
This guy makes Masterpiece cost pretty much free. Whenever the weather card I control is sent to the graveyard, I can target up to 2 weather spell or trap cards in the graveyard and place them back face up on the field.
Oh, okay.
So if he's on board and I tribute a spell and trap for Masterpiece, I get them back right away. So it's literally a free Masterpiece. He's good. You really just want to run him at 2 because I mean you want to see him, but you don't want to open with him. You want to open with Thunder and Snow.
Gotcha.
They're the best, but he's really good. That's it for the weatheries. I only run the 3 Weather Painters, and then or the 4, and then I run double Battle Fader.
Stalling?
This was at 3, but I literally lost a Battle Fader today.
Oh, what the heck?
I was dueling Eric, I had 3, and I don't know where my 3rd one just
Eric
went.
stole it, man.
So when I find it, this will go back up to 3. Battle Fader is good because a lot of the times to activate the weathery spells or the spells or traps, you have to banish your weatheries for cost.
Yeah.
So you leave yourself open a lot of times. So Battle Fader is just something good just to throw down to buy yourself another turn. So when I find the 3rd one, it's going to be back up at 3.
Alright.
And then for the anti-meta spice, I run the 1 Metaltron.
Okay.
It's not really that hard to get him unaffected by monster spell and traps.
Yeah, and he's thick.
Yeah, big booty, and then you get free summon from the extra deck. So I run him as a 1-of just because, I mean, you don't really want to see him in the opening. You want to set up your board and then draw him later.
Yeah.
He can be kind of bricky, but that's the cost. That's the cost of running him.
Yeah.
And then I run double Masterpiece. Masterpiece is probably a must in this deck because all of the weathery cards are continuous, so it makes great fodder for Masterpiece. And then when you pair it with Cloud, you just have you get a free Masterpiece, and then you get all the continuous spells or traps are just ammo.
Yeah.
Just you can just pop shit. Sometimes if I really need something, I will activate Masterpiece's effect and then pop one on my back row just to trigger Cloud's effect.
Yeah.
If they Twin Twister or something, and I really need something out of the grave. So I gotta, you gotta be smart about how you use Masterpiece in this deck. for the last monster is Double Eater.
Oh man.
I figured this is actually a new addition. I didn't actually consider him when I first put it in, but then when I took out all the True Draco stuff is when I put him in, because of the fact that you literally never use the extra deck. Like, you don't want to go into it, so it makes perfect eater targets.
Right.
So I just run him at 2. I felt 3 was just a bit too much.
Yeah.
And then for the spells, I run the 1 Cloudy Canvas. What it does is once per turn, or it's not even once per turn, I can banish the weather card that it's in with the column, and then I can target 1 monster on the field and cut its attack in half.
Nice.
But the one drawback is that monster can attack directly. However, you can actually bait someone into a drowning with it.
Yeah.
Because you banish your snow or whatever, and you cut their monster and attack in half, and they'll attack you directly, and then they'll run straight into a storming. The one thing to note about the weather cards, the canvas, they go in a T shape, so they get their effects from the one in the front of it, left and right. So they get adjacent, as Eric has pointed out. So yeah, but the one main downside is you can only control one of each canvas. You can't have multiples, but you can use their effects more than once per turn because they're monster effects.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
The Weather Snowy Canvas. This is one you want to see in your opening. This one searches. It's the only card that actually searches and doesn't place like straight from the deck. But it's really good to get your play starters, because normally you would open Snow and Snowy Canvas and search out like a Thunder or a Thunder Canvas or just whatever you don't have in your hand.
Right.
But the one drawback is you can't search anything after you activate the effect. The only way you can add cards by then is drawing, which, like I said, this is the only card in the deck that actually does any searching, so the cost is pretty much mitigated. Those are the only weather canvas cards that I run. Then the 1-0s, I run 1 Upstart.
Right.
And then kind of in the same family as the 1 Day of Peace. The one thing the weather painters are really lacking on their own is draw power. And so Upstart, it just makes it a 39 card deck. This makes it a 38 card deck and then buys you a turn.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that you can't deal any damage to them is not really that great, or that bad either, because the Weatheries have really low attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, Snow has 0 attacks, so you're not really doing too much damage until you get Masterpiece on board. So this buys you a turn, and this gets you another free draw. 1 Dark Hole, just because I don't have another Regeki.
Alright.
But you can also use, you can dodge board clearing like Regeki and Dark Hole by banishing your Weather Painters for effects like Snowy Canvas and Cloudy Canvas. So board wipes literally don't matter to the Weather Painters. You can dodge them so easy.
Okay.
2 Desires, because like I said, you run a lot of the triples, so it needs its draws. So I mean, Desires is pretty much self-explanatory. And then for the last, I run Double Messenger apiece.
Stalling some more.
Stall some more. It's basically you just stall till you get Masterpiece, or you can get as many Weather Painters on board, so you can just straight kill your opponent after you bounce everything.
Gotcha.
The only thing that this will affect, or there's actually a couple, it's like Thunder and Cloud, but at the same time, you can pop this with Thunder effect whenever you want, so it really doesn't matter. You can buy yourself just a turn and then pop it on your own turn to attack. And then for the traps, I run 1 Auroral Canvas. This is good for searching, because when your opponent would add exactly 1 card to their hand, you banish the Weather Painter that's in front of it or adjacent, and you banish the card that they just added to their hand, and then they just draw 1 off the top deck.
Wow, that's pretty
So
neat.
yeah, it goes from like a search to just random ass chance. I only run the 1 because I was running Cloudy Canvas at 2, but late game that would only make 3 canvas cards.
Yeah,
like
and this is also it's a continuous too.
Yeah, so it's another Thunder target to make sure that I don't run out of targets for Thunder.
Gotcha.
Then I run Thunder's Canvas, which is the best, in my opinion, it's the best card in the deck.
The best card.
I love this card. With this card, you can abuse the shit out of Kaijus.
What?
You Kaiju a monster, you go to battle phase, and you take Snow that has 0 attack.
Right.
You attack at the start of the damage step, you activate the effect to bounce, you banish, and then you bounce the card that it's attacking back to their hand.
Oh, okay.
So you Kaiju something, you bounce, you get the Kaiju back, and then it's a free spot removal.
Gotcha.
And you always want to attack with Snow because she has nothing, so Snow is always the best for spot removal. This is a card that everyone sees and they want to get rid of like right away.
Yeah.
Then I run, for more stall, I run Triple Threatening Roar.
Jesus.
This was at 2.
Yeah.
But then I lost the battle fader, so then I
So
moved
you
to
put
3.
That killed me.
But like I said, your field is empty a lot to activate the weather painter's effects.
Yeah.
So this is just basically so you don't die.
Yeah. Makes sense.
For the degenerate one of skill drain.
Thank you. Nice.
Weather painters can main skill drain because all of their effects, any effect that they use besides Snow and Thunder's original effect, they all just banish themselves for cost.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. You can also main anti-spell fragrance in here because of the way that they place cards face up on the field.
And if you tribute traps, Masterpiece doesn't care either.
No, Masterpiece literally does not care.
Yep.
Solemn Brigade, 1 warning, 2 strikes.
Okay.
Like I said, the weather painters lack a lot of protection other than outside of Thunder Canvas. So just being able to just shut things off when you need to is always really good.
Yep.
And then for the final 2, I run double lose 1 turn.
Loses turns. Okay.
The fact it's similar in thinking to skill drain.
Yeah.
So the way you get this card off is you activated Snow Canvas or something. You have your weather painter banished. At the beginning of the standby phase on each player's turn, they don't return to the field. They start a chain link to come back to the field. So chain link 1, and then you just chain this, and then it can come back to the field. The fact that it comes back and gets turned to defense doesn't really matter because then you're just going to banish it again for your canvas.
Gotcha.
That's it for the main deck.
All right.
The extra deck literally does not matter. So I have Metaltron targets in here at most, and then just some rank 3s. But I have the boss monster. I'd never have wanted to make her. She requires too much.
Yeah.
It's just a link 3. But if you drop this, there's no real reason why you shouldn't win the game.
Gotcha.
Double decode for
just because. All of this is just because, right?
It's just because it's decode.
Yeah.
Leviar.
Now it's just level 3 hits.
Level 3s because they're all just level 3s. Leviar and Grand Pulse for just destruction and retrieval. Triple Break Sword because why not?
Get them out of here.
Triple Dante because why not?
Yeah.
You know, literally all of this is just eater targets, so it really doesn't matter what you play.
Yeah.
Once I get cherries, I'll actually run actual stuff in here.
Probably.
But for now, it's just stuff to keep eater happy. And then for the actual Metaltron targets, I play
I know. I saw them.
I play these for Metaltron. I don't really go into this. The one that I would go into when Metaltron gets destroyed is Purgatrio, just because it becomes a fat ass booty and I can attack everything like once.
Yeah.
But this is the only thing. These 2 are the only things that actually see any play.
Gotcha.
Once I actually get the cherries, the rest of the extra deck will just be cherries targets.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
There is no side because I haven't built one.
You don't need it.
Yeah, you don't really need it.
You got this guy in here.
Yeah. MVP.
MVP. All right. Anything else you want to say?
Just want to give a shout out to my team for spitballing the ideas and loaning me some of these cards to get this
Stealing
deck
your battle
rolling.
figures?
Maybe. But yeah, Team X-Cuse, check us out on YouTube, and we're going to be starting the Twitter back up. We're going to be bringing you videos and new content, trying to twice a week.
All right, and I'll put you guys down there too.
All right, thanks.
All right, Justin. Well, thanks for your video.
No problem.
It's okay. It's alright. Look. I'm so tired. I miss you so much.
Just play it.
No.
You act like it's gone forever.